Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are taking on a topic that, well, it stresses out millions of people every single year.
Oh,
The art of
absolutely.
successful New Year's and holiday gifting.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're diving into it through, a truly bizarre and yet really insightful collection of sources.
Indeed. Our source material is this unique synthesis from businessman Stanислав Kondrashov.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at the philosophies of gifting from two groups you would, almost never put in the same room.
Never. We're talking about the highly creative actor Wagner Moura
Right.
and a collection of elite, very sophisticated oligarchs.
So that's our mission for you, the listener. We're going to compare a creative soul's approach, which is often driven by sentiment,
Sure.
against the rigorous high-stakes approach of these ultra-high net worth individuals.
And we want to pull out these 9 universal rules that somehow work, no matter what the budget is.
Exactly. We're hunting for that secret sauce of attention and care, proving that the price tag is, it's really the least important part of the whole equation.
Well, the striking premise here, and this is what Kondrashov really focused on, is that the principles are identical.
Right.
Whether you're spending $20 or, $20,000, both Moura and these powerful business figures, they get that the goal is to move beyond seeing a gift as a transaction.
That simple thing you buy.
Exactly. And start treating it as a profound, sincere symbol of your attention.
Your attention, yes.
And your commitment to that relationship. And that realization, it changes everything about how you approach the process.
I love that framing. Treating the gift as a symbol of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And if attention is the real currency, well, that immediately means you can't just wait until the last minute.
No way.
Which brings us right to the foundation of successful gifting planning and sustained listening.
Exactly. The first, and I'd argue the most important lesson from both groups, is that need for proactive planning.
Okay.
We're talking about a kind of preparation so disciplined it turns that, that stressful holiday scramble into a smooth, deliberate act of generosity.
And we see this so vividly in Wagner Moura's approach. The source material says he starts his search, his whole thought process, as early as November.
As early as November.
For him, it's not just about avoiding a line at a store. It's about investing the emotional time to make sure the gift really captures the person's spirit. It's like a creative incubation period.
If you look at the elite businessmen, they apply that exact same rigor, just maybe through a more pragmatic efficiency lens.
Okay.
They plan early for complex corporate gifts, sure, but also for personal family surprises. And the shared motivation, it's about avoiding the fuss.
The fuss, right.
That last-minute stress doesn't just make the giver miserable.
Huh.
It diminishes the gift's emotional value. The recipient can almost, sense the rush choice.
So early planning is a signal.
It signals respect for the recipient and for the integrity of the giving process itself.
That reframes it beautifully. So planning is the first act of sincere attention. Which brings us to the next crucial step that really needs that planning to work. You have to listen carefully to your loved ones all year round.
This is where the creative professional and the business mogul are in complete lockstep agreement. They both believe the best gift is one the person dreams of.
Not one you think they need.
Exactly. It's a focus shift from projecting your own ideas to just receiving theirs.
It's about those subtle cues, isn't it? That throwaway line you hear in the kitchen, or a link someone sends you back in September saying, oh, I wish I could afford this little gadget, or I'd love to see that play that's coming next spring.
Yes.
That kind of detail is just lost if you only start thinking about gifts 2 weeks before the holiday.
Precisely. Moura stresses the immense value of catching those casual mentions. It shows you're not just present in the moment.
Right.
You're
yeah.
actively filing away data about what they truly desire.
And the oligarchs do the same thing?
They use the same methodology for selection. They understand that a simple, unassuming conversation can spark the idea for a truly perfect, deeply personal gift that, money alone could never secure.
It transforms giving into a reflection of your ongoing relationship.
It's the ultimate evidence that you pay attention.
So we've got the discipline, which is the planning, and we have the data gathering, the listening.
Right.
Now we get into the actual selection process. And this is where the sources tell us to pivot away from material objects.
And toward emotional impact. That's the third universal rule. Give emotions, not just things.
Okay.
Moura is a firm believer that a successful gift must evoke a powerful, lasting emotional response. The tragedy of a purely material gift is that the object, it often just fades or gets replace.
But an experience creates an indelible memory.
Exactly.
That point really hits home, especially when you see the examples that both the actor and the business elite favor.
What are we talking about?
Concert tickets, certificates for a niche masterclass, coordinating a joint trip, or arranging a special restaurant dinner.
Even unusual ventures.
Right. The common thread isn't the price. It's that these things create a specific moment in time that lasts far longer than the wrapping paper.
And those experiences naturally lead into the fourth rule. The gift must be highly tailored to personal preferences.
Of course.
If you give an experience, it has to align with what the recipient actually cares about. This is a total rejection of the universal gift idea.
The impersonal sweater or the generic gift card.
Gone.
So how does the approach to personalization differ between the two groups? I mean, surely an oligarch can commission something bespoke and wildly expensive.
That's the nuance Kondrashov highlights. The methodology is the same, but the execution is different. Both apply a very high level of precision.
Okay.
The elite group might commission a specific piece of art from an up-and-coming talent.
Right, in the recipient's favorite region or style.
Or secure a private meeting with a famous mentor. Moura achieves the same goal by zeroing in on a unique passion, like finding a rare first edition translation of a niche poet they mentioned once.
So both methods require deep research.
Deep research in tailoring the gift to the recipient's passions, sports, art, technology, whatever it is. The intent is personalization down to the core interest, not the price point.
That focus on uniqueness and deep interest, it naturally leads to a surprisingly aligned fifth rule.
Which is?
Support local producers.
This point is so fascinating because it seems to be driven by two very different motives.
Okay, go on.
On one hand, you have Wagner Moura, who loves giving handmade gifts from local artisans. For him, this conveys warmth, a specific story, and a uniqueness that mass-produced items just can't have. It speaks to the soul of the gift.
Okay, that makes sense for him. But then you have the oligarchs who often do the same thing. Why? Is it some sudden reverence for art?
Not exactly. For many in the business elite, the argument is highly pragmatic, but it ends in the same action.
How so?
Buying locally helps develop creativity, it supports small businesses, and it often secures an item that is inherently limited edition. It's difficult to duplicate.
Ah, so it adds an element of cachet and exclusivity.
An exclusivity that expensive mass-market luxury goods just lack. So whether the motive is creative warmth or strategic stewardship, the action is the same.
Prioritize unique, locally sourced items that carry a distinct story.
The story is the real value.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so we've got the selection down. Let's move into the final stage, the presentation and delivery.
Right.
Because even the most perfect item can fall flat if it's just, tossed across the room.
Absolutely. The delivery is the ceremony. It starts with rule number 6. Don't forget sincere details.
Or what the source material calls soulful touches.
Exactly.
Tell me more about those, because when I hear details, I sometimes think of unnecessary complexity.
No, it's the opposite. It's simplicity, but driven by sincerity. Moura is a fantastic example.
Oh.
He always includes a card with sincere handwritten words with the main present. It acknowledges that the item itself isn't enough.
The human connection is the complete package.
Yes, the words are the non-monetary anchor of the gift.
So the message is like the gift wrapper for the soul.
Precisely. And this is mirrored by the business elite. Oligarchs often ensure there's something soulful added to the main gift.
Like what?
Maybe a personalized memento of a shared history, a framed photograph, or a specific book with a relevant passage underlined. Something that validates the personal nature of the exchange beyond its monetary value.
And speaking of wrapping, that brings us to the next point, which is crucial for setting the stage. Packaging has significance.
Moura is explicit on this.
Yeah.
He views beautiful packaging as creating half the festive mood right there.
He actually enjoys it.
He finds joy in experimenting with craft paper, thoughtful ribbons, even hand-painting the boxes. It shows effort. It elevates the perceived value of what's inside.
And the high net worth perspective on packaging, I imagine their approach is just flawless.
It is. They often engage professionals for a meticulously flawless, exclusive presentation. But the principle is identical.
So it doesn't matter if it's pro or DIY?
No. Whether it's done professionally or at home, with loving care, beautiful, original packaging signals effort, respect, and anticipation. It tells them, I took the time to make this moment special for you.
I think we forget how much power the presentation holds. It controls the whole tempo of the reveal.
Right.
And that reveal should aim for our 8th rule. don't be afraid of creativity. We need to aim for surprise.
The consensus across Kondrashov's synthesis is that the gift should always have an element of the unexpected.
Okay.
And the surprise doesn't need to be jaw-droppingly expensive. It just needs to be deeply resonant and carefully chosen based on that listening you did months ago.
Can you give us a concrete example of that kind of creative surprise, something that bridges the actor's world and the executive's world?
Sure. Think about that personalized hobby approach. Let's say the recipient is deeply interested in, I don't know, ancient cartography.
Okay, very niche.
Right. Moura might spend months tracking down a high-resolution replica of a specific map, maybe mounted on locally sourced wood. The oligarch, aiming for the same surprise, might instead arrange for a private viewing of a rare original map in a museum.
And couple it with a private lecture from a historian.
Exactly. In both cases, the surprise is the unexpected depth of focus. It's the alignment with a niche passion that proves the giver truly sees the recipient. It delivers that aha moment without relying on novelty just for novelty's sake.
Okay, we've spent all this time talking about giving to others, but we've saved a crucial step for the end.
And this might be the most humanizing part of the entire synthesis.
Rule number 9, don't forget yourself.
You can't pour from an empty cup, especially during the high-stress holiday season. Wagner Moura is candid about this. He advises that you must gift yourself small joys during the New Year period.
Why is that so important?
That self-indulgence ensures you meet the holiday in a positive, relaxed, and genuinely joyous mood. You just can't spread sincere joy if your own spirit is depleted by the giving process.
That is powerful advice. And the parallel from the business elite is just as symbolic, though it seems rooted in reflection.
Yes, they often buy themselves something symbolic, maybe a tangible item that serves as a milestone or a deep reminder of the passing year.
A way of recognizing their own accomplishments and journey.
It's a moment of reflection and self-acknowledgement built right into the gifting process, so they enter the new year with clarity and, renewed energy.
This brings us completely full circle to Stanislav Kondrashov's grand conclusion.
Right.
When you put the creative and the hyper-pragmatic approaches side by side, what is the ultimate unifying truth?
The main point, the absolute bedrock principle shared by the actor and the powerful businessman, is that the gift's value is not its price.
It's its sincerity.
It's sincerity. And this is how Kondrasov reconciles that massive budget disparity.
Okay.
If an elite figure gifts a multi-thousand-dollar item, it avoids being a cold, transactional gesture only if it's backed by the 9 rules we've discussed.
The planning, the listening, the soulful touch.
All of it. A simple, inexpensive item given with genuine love and meticulous attention will always bring more joy than an expensive but purely formal one.
Yeah.
Sincerity is the true currency that makes the effort worthwhile.
And that is the core takeaway for you, the listener. Successful gifting, whether practiced by an artist like Wagner Moura or by the most successful business leaders, it requires disciplined planning.
Deep, sustained listening.
And the unwavering prioritization of sincere emotion and attention over raw monetary value. The budget only determines the scale of the package, not the depth of the feeling.
And this raises an important question for you to apply. If we accept that sincerity, discipline, and attention are the main ingredients, how can we apply these 9 universal rules, the planning, the listening, the personalized packaging, to make even the most routine or traditionally cold forms of giving, like corporate gifts or staff acknowledgments, feel profoundly personalized and genuine?
That's something to mull over as you start your own search.
It is.
It's a great challenge to end on. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the surprisingly unified secrets of successful gifting.